You know, this road can get scary, and self doubt clouds your confidence. Stand at the mirror and say this: capable of winning, come from humble beginnings, and it doesn't matter how. Time, so ain't nobody standing in my way. I believe in me, and where I am right now is where I need to be. My past does not determine wanted and unworthy. There is no limit to what I can achieve. I believe in me, and where I am right now is where I need to be. My past does not determine wanted and unworthy. There is no limit to what I can achieve. I'm assertive, yet gentle, and I'm modest, but I'm powerful, and I'm confident in my business. No excuses, yep, I'm committed to step out of my comfort zone. I'm not afraid. See, I don't wanna block what God has for me. Watching what I feed my mind, good energy, and I let go the people that's no good for me. See, I'm fully persuaded that I can do this. Yep, I can make it. I'm an entrepreneur with integrity. I lack nothing, there ain't no sense of jealousy. I ain't gotta apologize for my desire to live a life that I can be proud of, and it's my time, so ain't nobody standing in my way. I believe in me, where I am right now is where I need to be. My past does not determine wanted and unworthy. There is no limit to what I can achieve. I believe in me, and where I am right now is where I need to be. My past does not determine wanted and unworthy. There is no limit to what I can achieve. See, you good, girl. You got this. And there is nothing that you cannot do. You're strong and you're so smart. You were born great. Everything you touch turns gold. But you gotta believe that even when you don't understand the process, the blood, sweat, and tears are worth it all. I believe in me, and where I am right now is where I need to be. My past does not determine wanted and unworthy. There is no limit to what I can achieve. I believe in me, and where I am right now is where I need to be. My past does not determine wanted and unworthy. There is no limit to what I can achieve.
All right, all right. Okay, welcome to Mindset Monday. Marsha, you could go ahead and share your screen. I have a host today that will be assisting. And I love the journey we are on. I love the team that we are building, the community that we are building. I don't know about anybody, but I'm excited for this year into next year. Right? So yes, I'm so excited. Marsha, go back to the previous slides. All right. So welcome to Mindset Monday. Master the mind, multiply the results. That is so powerful. If you understand to master your mind have so much with what you do on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. It really affects you, right? So go ahead, Marsha, next slide. Rules. If you're new to it, new to the call, rules, interaction is mandatory. Cameras, we prefer cameras on, right? It's not for me, it's for you. It's going to build your confidence, because when you're confident and you feel, now I don't want to say alive, but you feel with inspired to do something uncomfortable that brings change, right? If we give exercise, please do it. It's important. It's also for you and your personal growth. So next, so question, we always do a check-in. How are you feeling from 1 to 10 at the moment on this call? So everybody, you could put how is your mindset? 1 to 10, 8. Okay, Dinique, nice, nice. I've seen some 8s, nice. Right, and be honest to yourself, not for me. Because if you're feeling down, there's something that is affecting you. And if you're feeling up, is what you focus on. Okay? So great, great. I'm literally right now, I think more than a 10. I'm so excited for this journey. Y'all wouldn't believe. And when I'm excited, I know growth happen. I mean, I'm so excited for the future. I don't know if anybody, when you live in your future, that's what you're supposed to be living. So when you come on in these calls and I tell you all about, about your present and your past, that is mainly affects your psyche, your thinking, and it affects how you feel, everything. But when you can feel and know your future is brighter, there's a difference, right? But let me step out of the way and bring greatness, right? This lady's a coach, a mentor. She has been doing coaching online and now she's part of the team, right? She's also a past teacher, principal, right? So that's greatness there already. She has a lot of titles and she has been putting herself out there and getting herself uncomfortable. She started her first online course and different other things, and she was not even tech savvy, guys. But she found a way to come out of the let's just say she found a way to come out of that 9 to 5 job and started her own thing. And she has always been seeking for more and more. And now she's part of this community, and I know she'll be a great asset to what we're doing here. That's why I'm bringing her on, because she has not just the knowledge, but she has been always working on personal development, and that's why she's on this call today. So, Marsha, I'm handing it over to you.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Guys, good night. Good night to everyone. It is a pleasure to be here, and I know we're going to have a fantastic time. Guys, if you want to, let's just start this off by let me saying thank you for the opportunity to be doing this part, because this is my jam. This is my total jam. Yes, I have been a coach for a number of years in my own business, and it is a pleasure to walk people through their journey to greatness as well. Mindset changes the game. It really, really does. And, wherever you are right now and where you're thinking, where you think you are, we are all here on a level playing field. So let's just level up as we are here. This week, we're talking about the beginner's advantage. Now, why not knowing everything is your superpower? I have spoken to so many people who think because they don't know about trading before, they don't know about the charts, the markets, anything before, they feel they're at a disadvantage. But today we're going to flip that around. It is your superpower, and we're going to find out why. Because we're going to embrace the learner's mindset. Stay curious and avoid analysis paralysis. Yeah, I hope you have your notebook with you, because you're going to be having some aha moments. You want to write those down. Okay. Now, if you have a learner's mindset, then you're always a student. I was a teacher and a principal in the education system for 26 years, guys. And I remained a student, because you're always open to learning. And when you do that, you'll always be in growth mode, always getting better and advancing yourself. So you're in the right space to keep learning. Now, we have a quote here from Helen Hayes, and it says, "The expert in anything was once a beginner." I want you to write that down in your notes, because that is going to help you in those times. The expert in anything was once a beginner. Let me give you a little story. Last year, one of my things that I wanted to do was to learn to bake, to be a baker. I was not an expert. Bake bread, just bread. I had to be a beginner. I had to learn. I had to become humble to learning. It wasn't good the first time. I tried and tried again, but we are always a learner in something. So the expert, now I'm not an expert yet, right? But I am still always open to learning. So your superpower is actually not knowing everything right at this present time. So in the beginner's mind, is an open mind. Open to what? Open to receiving. Open to receiving new ideas, right? Open to receiving new knowledge. Humbling yourself to the new knowledge. Humbling yourself to understanding that, you know, you are new here. You're going to be experiencing new styles of learning, new language, new vocabulary you've never heard before, even developing new habits. So, and the good thing is, if you're new to this and you've never gone through this road before, well, then new traders don't have bad habits to unlearn, right? You wouldn't have the bad habits to unlearn. And guys, how many of you are familiar with something like that? Maybe you went to learn something new. Let's say a lot of us go through eating habits. You like certain foods, but then of course for health or for wellness and all of that, you might have to give up certain kinds of food. And sometimes those habits are hard to break. But if you're new to something, then you don't have those bad habits to unlearn. So you see, that's a superpower right there. There are some of us, and I might include myself, because my journey in learning about the financial market started back in 2018. So I would have learned some things then, and now I had to relearn new things, better ways of doing things, better ways of doing a strategy, right? And I had to know, when I was learning stock options, I had to unlearn some of the things from Forex and stop trying to mix the two together, right? But if you're fresh and you're new and you're clean slate, it's a good thing. That's a superpower you have right there. So give yourself a pat on the back. You're in a good space right now. See a few people coming in, so I'm just trying to let them in, okay? All right. So now you're more open to learning and following proven strategies. Why? Because you don't have those bad habits, right? You don't have those bad habits as before. So you're open to learning. It's not going to blend in and mix up with the things that you once had in mind. And you're going to be more open to following those proven strategies. Now, this is a very important one. Point 3. Check yourself to see if this happens sometimes. I will put my hand up, right, as admitting, because, you know, confession is good. When you start, you could fix the things. You avoid the overconfidence that leads to risky decisions. Guys, sometimes when we feel we know something, instead of being open to learn it, we become a little too overconfident, a little too sure of ourselves, maybe a little cocky with ourselves. You're overconfident, and that could lead us to risky decisions. Why? Because we think we've done this before, we've done this some other time before. But you know, it's good when you be humble to the process. Trust the process in learning. Let's look at the last line. A beginner's mind is clear, it is open, it is ready to learn without ego or bad habits. I would love for you to take copy down that last line, especially the part without ego or bad habits. I want to touch on that word right there, without ego. Guys, no one is here to be in competition with anyone else. The only person you have to be better than or be in measuring yourself to is yourself from yesterday. The only person you have to be better than or measuring yourself to is the person you were yesterday. So which is why it's important. Check your progress every day. Did you do something today to advance yourself? Did you practice a new strategy? Did you review the work today? Right? Did you prepare for class tomorrow? Or did you go through the charts so that you could train your eyes to see the charts based on the theory that you've learned? What did you do today that will make you better than you were yesterday? So this is not about egos. Leave egos by the door. We're looking for results, not ego-driven results. We're looking for talent-driven results, strategy-driven, education-driven results. Okay? So egos are not here. This is why this community is such an embracing community, because we don't play on egos. Okay? Judgment-free zone. Let's go. Now, curiosity. So we say that not knowing, right? Because some people, I've had persons come to customers start fresh, they knew, and I'm like, yes, that's great. Have you ever traded before? Have you ever had any trading experience? And it's almost like an apology. No, I've never done anything like that.
We're not hearing you, Marsha. Marsha, am I hearing you?
Right? Curiosity drives your progress. Now, a curious mind invites growth, not pressure, which brings us back to the judgment-free community. So we're in a community, everybody is at their own pace. Nobody is in competition with you. You're not in competition with anyone else. If you have to go and go over a lesson 3 times, go over the video 3 times, 4 times, you work at your pace, not pressure. Okay? Now, don't ever feel that you're behind. Don't ever feel that you're behind. You are right where you need to be, because the fact is, for that progress to take place, you would have to move from level to level. And we really don't want you to skip a step, because then you would miss out on an important piece of the puzzle. So we want you to get that from that lesson before you jump into the next. So you're not in competition with anyone else. You are just looking to be better than you were yesterday. So if you need to know something, ask the questions. Ask the questions. So when Richard or Kelly, they're doing a training, and after the recording is finished and all that, the floor is open for questions. Bring on the questions. It shows strength. It shows that your mind is ready to absorb. It shows that you don't want to stay in not knowing. You want clarity about something because you're ready to go forward. And you never know, the question you ask is going to help 10 other people, 5 other people, somebody else. Or you are going to benefit from someone else asking, because the answer is a whole lot of other people are going to benefit from the answer. So asking a question is not a weakness, it is a strength. Even when we have in-person classes, work with your question. Maybe you were studying something for the week and you take a note of it and bring it to those classes. Always find the opportunity to ask, right? Even in the group, you can ask questions too, okay? So everybody okay so far? Yeah? Right. Curiosity keeps you motivated. Be curious. Want to know. It keeps you motivated, even when progress feels slow. Did that touch anybody right there? Anybody felt that one right there? Even when progress feels slow. I remember telling a friend not too long ago, maybe just a couple of weeks ago, that I feel like I've reached the 3 feet from goal part of the journey. You know that 3 feet from goal where you just feel like you're almost there, but you can't even see that you're almost there, but it feels like you've come a long way to reach here. But I also told that friend that I feel like I'm 3 feet from goal, but like I'm hitting rocks. Anybody could relate to that? Anybody could relate to that because it feels slow. I feel like I've gone through many things and I'm hitting rocks. But do you know when you keep chipping, and sometimes that feeling makes you feel like you didn't, you doubt yourself. You start to get some self-doubt. You start to get a little bit, disenchanted with yourself. Keep going, my friend. You know what it's time to do when you hit those rocks? Chip away at those rocks. Because you're gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel. Keep going. All that work you're putting on the front end, keep going. You didn't do it in vain. Keep curious. Sometimes it might mean taking a break, maybe walking away from the computer, taking a break, go and do something else. Ease your brain up for a bit and come back again fresh and ready to chip away at those rocks again. Curiosity, that's your inner coach. It is your inner coach that is guiding you to clarity. It is guiding you to confidence, and it is for your long-term growth. You see, that is the power of education. And I'm not just saying this because I was in education for so long. But it's a fact. When you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, but you teach him how to fish, you feed him for life. So this progress that you're making, and it sometimes feels slow, the questions that you're asking, the clarity that you're getting, all that is solidifying the learning that you're getting. So keep doing it. Curiosity drives progress. How are we doing so far? How are we doing so far? Give me some feedback. Are you doing okay so far?
Nice.
All right. Good. Thank you, coach. All right, let's keep going, guys. So you're not overconfident yet. So when you're a beginner, you're not plagued with that feeling of being overconfident yet. Beginners often follow rules more strictly, which is why, as an educator, personally, I like when people come with a clean slate. Nothing is jading them from looking at what is being taught, you know? So beginners often follow rules more strictly. You have nothing to compare it to. You don't want to mix it with something you know before. Just come clean slate. And even if you have been learning something before, that's fine. Put it in the back shelf right now, and let's move forward with something, right? So being humble lets you learn without skipping steps. Right. When you're humble, you wouldn't skip the steps, because every piece of that puzzle is important. I'm not a baker by any means, so don't look out for that Christmas time and stuff. But I do know that if you skip an ingredient, that cake just not going to come out right. You can't skip steps either, right? And sometimes the skipping steps might mean, I intended to really study that lesson tonight, but I'm gonna skip it. You know why? I just want to watch a movie instead. I just want to Netflix and chill tonight. I just want to try an early night's rest. Guys, let me be very straightforward with you. And this might come from the principal and me telling you this. Your foundation is very important in building anything. This is your foundation part in your learning to becoming an independent person in the financial markets, a trader. This journey, it wouldn't be for long. The foundation for any building will allow the building to stand for longevity. But it's the hardest, dirtiest, muddiest, toughest part of a building to build. So don't skip any steps in it. Yes, it might be some late nights. Yes, it might be going over the same lesson over and over. You might be pausing that video every 3 minutes or every 5 minutes just to hear that little part and move on. but it will be worth it. It's not going to be forever. Right? So the things that will in your regular routine before would have to take, you would have to skip it now. You don't, right? You would have to skip it now. You have to change up your schedule a bit. Change up your schedule a bit so that you can now make a priority of your education that you're taking, right? Make it a priority. What you focus on is going to build when you give it the attention it deserves. So no skipping of steps. Even when you set up your schedule for the week, stick with it. Respect the process because it builds strong habits. So that ties into the first one. When you practice it day in, day out. So Richard and Kelly send out a schedule for the week. That is to help everyone to plot out their time for the week. That is to help everyone to fit in how they're going to be studying, attending classes, and what their habits are going to now be, right? So trusting that making new habits is going to help you in your learning journey. So if you have not yet created a habit for your studying, I would highly suggest that you make a study schedule for yourself, right? We encourage our kids to do that all the time. It's time to show that we can do that too, right? Now, trusting the rules help you to avoid costly mistakes. Aha, I could put my hand up for that too. Sometimes when we deviate from the rules, it will cost us. It will cost us in the market. It will cost us in paper trading. It will cost us in the life, right? But it will cost us. It might cost us emotionally because we feel the feelings when things don't go right, okay? So it will cost us in some way, form, or fashion. Take note of the summary of this slide, guys. Humble beginnings create disciplined traders who build success step by step. Humble beginnings, be humble to the process, be humble to learning, be open, ask questions, don't skip the steps. Sit down and study. Sometimes I study, I admit it, till I don't even realize midnight has come, right? And then I realize, oh, wow, look at the time. Yeah. So beginners follow rules more strictly. We're looking for progress, my friends, not perfection. We want to focus on learning. We don't want to focus on winning right now. We want to focus on learning, right? The winning will come, but you have to learn the thing first, which is why it's important to take every bit of topic that is taught as if it's the first time. Even if you had some experience before, that's fine. Even if it sounds like a topic that was taught before it or it builds on another topic, start with the learning. Okay. Now, every lesson or every trade is a step forward. Guys, I want you to really look at this line here. It is not a pass or a fail test. I want to address that one. I want to address that one because we were exposed to an education system. I came from that education system. I was part of it. All of you were as well. That looked at pass and fail. But guys, somewhere along the line, and I would encourage you to read the book, Fail Forward, right? It is okay not to win every time. It is okay to even fail. One of my favorite quotes is Nelson Mandela says it like this. He said, I never lose. I either win or I learn. So everything that you call a fail helps you to learn something. So fail forward. Make your mistakes while you're learning. That's fine. That is okay. So again, it speaks to the idea that whatever you knew from before, leave it at the door and come in with a clean slate. And be okay with failing. Be okay with not passing because this is not a test. This is growth. This is growth happening. This is growth in action, right? We doing okay so far, right? I would, after the recording, when I open up the floor, I would love to hear if you had aha moments, if you had things like that. Okay, great. Now, mistakes are proof that you're growing, you're not failing. It's proof that you're growing. Sometimes when you are a kid and you're learning to ride a bike, what's the proof that you were learning to ride that bike? The little bruises on your knees when you fell down. That was the proof of it, right? There is proof. Growing, you ever heard about growing pains? Sometimes these are the growing pains that happen. Little evidence of a little hit, a little miss, a little scar, a little scratch. We're not scratch and dent. You're getting better. Okay? You know, they say a little pressure is what builds diamonds. Yeah? A little pressure builds diamonds. Now, consistent effort beats occasional perfection every time. Be consistent. Not just a hit and miss. Not just, I will jump on a call, but I will miss the rest for the week and I wouldn't even look at the recording. Not, oh gosh, this week's so busy, yes, I don't know when I will have chance to look at a recording, right? Because before you know it, the week has come and gone. And what did you do to progress yourself? Be consistent. Like I said, it's not going to be forever. But the time you spend that you've given yourself, the 3 months, the 6 months, however much time you have allotted to learn, let it be fruitful, consistent effort that you're putting in. Okay? Let's look at the summary to this slide. Growth happens when you prioritize progress over perfection. One lesson or one trade at a time. Progress, my friend, not perfection. Progress. Okay? You can write this as well. Okay? So now let's look at some real life success stories. Success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. That's a true statement, eh? So, this is subject to argument. One of the best footballers in the world. You could disagree or you could agree or not agree, but this is what he stated, Lionel Messi. He said, I start early and I stay late, day after day, year after year. And it took me 17 years and 114 days to become an overnight success. Take a moment and pause and read that yourself so you understand what Lionel was saying. He started when? Early. And he stayed late. When? Day after day. Consistency. Year after year, he stuck with it. Started early, stayed late, habit. Daily habit. Consistent habit. Stuck with it for year after year. It took me 17 years and 114 days to become an overnight success. Ladies and gentlemen, what is this telling us? Overnight success isn't actually overnight at all, is it? It's not. When you look at the success stories, the Instagram pictures and the stories you see on the social media, people are a success overnight. You didn't see the blood, sweat, and tears that went in the background. You didn't see the early nights, the late nights, the day after day, the 17 years, the scratches, the bruise, the bumps, the get up, fall down, get up again. You didn't see that. You saw the overnight success. So don't judge yourself or don't be in judgment of your pace that you're going at. Okay? The next success story I want to look at. Muhammad Ali, right? Arguably one of the most famous and champion boxers of the world, right? He said it like this. He said, I hated every minute of training, but I said, said to himself, he said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. What is your goal? His goal was to be a champion. Of course, he would have felt like quitting because he had to tell himself, don't quit. He didn't like every minute of training. None of us like sitting down and studying away. Sometimes you on your computer alone into the night when the rest of your family is sleeping. It's not nice, right? The late nights. And some of us get up and we go to work the next day. It's going to be a sacrifice, but is it going to be worth it? You have to put it in to make it worth it, right? So your goal, what is your goal? His goal, Muhammad Ali's goal, was to live his life as a champion. But how was that going to happen? By not quitting. He didn't like any minute of that training. Suffer now, meaning take the training now. Take the late nights, the sacrifice, the consistency, the hard work, the effort, the tiredness, all that goes with it, so that you can live your life as a champion. Guys, I gave you the example of even when you're baking a cake, don't leave out any of the ingredients, right? Don't skip a step. But for that cake to even turn out to be the masterpiece, it has to feel some heat in that oven. Sometimes you're going to feel the heat, right? And it wouldn't be nice, but it's going to turn out to be the champion and turn out to be the masterpiece that you are preparing yourself to be. Okay? Let's look at the summary of this slide. Today, I do what others won't, so that tomorrow I can accomplish what others don't. Oh, yes. Today, I do what others won't. Guys, make sure and write that down. Put that somewhere in your book, in your notes. Today, I do what others don't, so that tomorrow I can accomplish what others don't. We're human. We're subject to feel the tiredness, the pain, right? But we will go on.
I love that saying. That's so true. That's why I say if you're not tired, you don't have them sleepless nights, guys, you're not doing enough.
Oh, yes. Yes. Right. Guys, I can't wait until this recording is finished and we can actually open mic and talk. All right, let's go again. So we're adding on some affirmations. Affirmations. What are affirmations? Affirmations are the words we speak to ourselves. Guys, you know, life and death is in the power of the tongue. And regardless of what your situation is, sometimes you may not be able to physically fix it. But your words can actually change the way you see your current situation, right? So affirmations rewire your mindset by replacing doubt with confidence. So use them daily. Align them with your thoughts so that you can be on the journey to the successful trader that you're becoming. You are becoming. We moved away from the successful trader that you want to be. You are becoming. You're already on your journey. You're already on your journey. When months ago before you started your journey, then you wanted. No, you're becoming, right? So these are the affirmations. I embrace the power of being new. There is power. That's your superpower. I embrace the power of being new. Every day I grow more confident and capable, which is why you should be consistent, which is why you should be taking a record of what you're doing every day, which is why you should also be aiming to also be better than you were yesterday. It's going to build your confidence and you'll be more capable. Affirmations fuel your confidence and they focus every day on your why. Guys, if you have not yet gone in deep within yourself and figured out your why, I urge you to do that. Why are you doing this? What is the end goal? What is the why that you want to see? And if your why isn't stretching you enough, stretch yourself to find the why that stretches you. Okay? And then when you have the you're building that foundation in the depths of the mud, and it's hard, and you feel like you're hitting rock and you're chipping away and nothing's moving. That why is going to be the fuel that keeps you going. Okay, your why. Let's put it all together now, my friends. Being new is a superpower. It is a superpower. Fresh eyes, no bad habits, and you're full of curiosity. That's your superpower right there. You're heading for progress, not perfection. That is the goal. Progress, not perfection. You are becoming. Every single day you're becoming. Every single aha moment, every single wow moment, every single eureka moment, every single it suddenly becomes clear moment. You are becoming. You are becoming. So we're adding on journal prompts to our Mindset Monday, right? Journal prompts. Here's what's going to happen. I want to encourage you to keep a journal if you haven't yet already. And in our recordings, in our Mindset Mondays, we're going to have journal prompts to help you to keep on track with what's going on. Okay. So the journal prompt for this week is, what do I enjoy about being new to trading? Yeah, I'm new. You're new, right? Even if you've been on the learning path for some weeks or some months, you're new because there are things you are yet to accomplish. So you're still new, right? So what do you enjoy about being new to trading? Dig within yourself. I can't give you the answer, right? You have to find it for yourself because it's all part of your journey. So that's being mindful. That's the mindful part of it, right? And what fears can I let go of? Fact is, we all came in with some fears, right? We all came in with some fears. What were yours? When you find yours, what are the fears you're letting go of? Growth begins at the edge of your comfort zone. Guys, write that down. Growth begins at the edge of your comfort zone. Take note of these things. It's always good to reflect, and it's a call to action. List 3 things you learned this week as a beginner, right? And share 1 insight with your accountability partner. So many of you would have gotten an accountability partner, and I know there are many new persons still, right, coming in. We're blessed in this community to have to be filling up and populating more and more. So accountability partners are a must, right, to have an accountant, just to keep you on track, just to have somebody to say, hey, I'm going to be doing this, that, and the other. And when you say it out to someone, you can actually get it done. Okay? Knowing yourself is your greatest wisdom. You have to know yourself. That is the diamond and gold and the prize of mindfulness, to know yourself. That is your greatest wisdom. I'm going to stop my share right now. I'm going to stop my share right now. And that is our lesson for today, my friend. I'm going to just read the chat. Kelly, if you would like to stop the recording, I suppose, so that we could open the floor. So it will be a clean recording.